And it's time for our masterclass. Becky, do you want to take us through who the guest is?
Yeah. I hope those notebooks and pens are ready.
Yes.
And your beverage or whatever you're taking.
Mine is ready, yes.
Is it ready? Mm-hmm. Because we have a lady in studio today who's going to talk about digital violence.
Okay.
Last week we tackled physical, like the traditional GBV. But today we're going to talk about digital violence. Remember, we are celebrating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence.
Yes.
And it started on 25th. And it's going all the way to November 10th to mark the 16 days.
Yes.
And the theme for this year is end digital violence against all, on digital violence, and of course to end digital violence against all women and girls.
Yes.
We have in studio a lady, Neema Mujesia. Neema Mujesia is the communications advisor at KICTANet. KICTANet is Kenya ICT Action Network, which is an ICT and policy regulation organization here in Kenya. So she's a certified internet governance officer and media scientist researcher who illuminates the digital landscape with insights at the intersection of media, technology, and society. She has a bachelor's degree in media science. She delves into internet governance, complexities, and media evolution, offering a beacon of those navigating the digital age towards understanding and innovation. So at KICTANet, she works with the Gender Digital Rights Program as the communication specialist, and she's a fervent advocate for human rights for all in the tech industry. Welcome to SpiceFM.
Thank you so much.
And to Pink Perspective.
Thank you so much.
I hope I didn't leave anything out.
No, you're perfectly on point.
You're brilliant. We can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you.
What's your pink today?
What's my pink? My pink actually is the fact that this week I got to attend a forum for agenda forum that brought together different stakeholders, students. We had people from civil society. We had people from government, just to speak about, celebrating what have women done in the past, what are we supposed to improve on, and what is it that we are looking at towards the future. So that's my pink for the week.
Wow, that's really bright.
Yeah, thank you.
And we really appreciate that you could, just find time to come and talk to us today about gender violence.
Yes.
And we'll go right into it.
Yes.
What is digital violence?
Thank you so much. First of all, I just want to appreciate SpiceFM for creating such a platform during the 16 days of activism. It's a global campaign, and it's urging all of us to stand against all its forms.
Yes.
Online, offline. And this actually includes our topic today, which is digital violence, which is now a growing concern, not only globally, but in Kenya.
Yeah.
And that is a fact that we need to consider. Now, digital violence has a lot of myths. Some people say it's not real violence.
Yeah.
Right?
Because no one is harming you.
Yeah, no one is harming you.
You assume it's not. Yes.
Is it real violence?
Is it real violence? So that is the big question for today. Is digital violence the real violence? Now, digital violence is very simple to explain. It is violence that happens on digital devices, social media, online platforms, and messaging apps. Very simple.
Okay.
And it really reflects and amplifies gender inequalities. Now, let me just get into it and discuss the digital forms that it has and it carries.
Yes.
So we've heard about online harassments and cyberbullying. Now, this is constant insults, threats, degrading comments. I think you've seen when women post, when women post, violence happens. But when men post, they are praised.
Yes.
They're praised in the social space.
Yes.
And why do women, go through this? That is a question that I'm going to answer. There's also the issue of cyber stalking. Now, cyber stalking comes from the word stalking. Back in the day, somebody will follow you, you're stalking me, right?
Stalking me.
Now we had to add the word cyber to show that it's on the digital platform. So it is obsessive monitoring. Somebody's monitoring, following your online activity, liking your Instagram pages, and you're like, who's this person? And forcing you to even follow them back without even you knowing where they come from. And this is actually
most of the times they don't even have a profile.
Yeah, really. They don't even have a profile, or even their profile is very anonymous or shallow. Yeah, so you don't know, is it really Nick? Is it really Kevin? You never know.
True.
Yes, there's the issue of sexual harassment online. So this is when the perpetrator sends unsolicited messages and explicit images as well. So there's messages, images, and now we've seen video coming in.
Yes.
So I think you can see in some of these platforms before privacy was taken seriously, one will text you, freely through the platform, and you get the message directly into your inbox, right?
Yes.
So when you download or click the video, it's something you've never seen before. So that is a form of harassment. Image-based abuse. Now this one, I will talk about it because it's leaking. It's leaking of private photos, revenge porn, and sextortion. Now these things are very critical to look at because they're really happening right now in Kenya. And it's not happening because you will see it goes back to the university students. Some of these students are actually looking for, pocket money, extra money, because they want to live the glam. So it is actually economic exploitation by the perpetrator to the victim, right? So they say, you can send me some few photos, I'll never leak them, I promise. And then now it becomes, if you don't send me 20K, I'm going to leak these photos, right?
Yes, true.
So that is image-based abuse. Then there's the issue of impersonation, fake accounts. Somebody creates a fake name.
And they use your photo.
And they use your photo.
Yes.
I think you've seen that happening, right? And it's not fair. It's some form of digital violence.
Yes.
Also, we come to the issue of exposing private information and like home, workplace. You can be here doing a show, but somebody has already gone and known where you live, and they say, I know where Betty lives.
Yes.
Here is her home address. Then you followed. It brings a violent act towards you, which you did not expect. So that is called doxing.
Okay.
Doxing.
Doxing.
Yeah, doxing.
Interesting.
Then the other form that I can touch on is the issue of gendered hate speech, coordinated attacks, because some attacks are not coordinated, they're all over the place, but there are attacks that are actually coordinated, whereby they target women in leadership.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You cannot just be they're targeting they can target a journalist. They can specifically, it really lies on a career woman.
Okay.
But it doesn't exclude that other women are also facing digital violence because they're also in the digital space. Now what I can say, hii shida sio ya watu mashauri peke yake. Wanawake kawaida pia mashuhuri. Yes,
Mashauri is advice.
Advice.
Thank you.
Peke yake, but pia ni ya watu wa kawaida. Watu wa kawaida pia wanaumia. So it's something when, we've had this phrase, when women are silenced online, they silence the society. Yes, the society is also silenced.
You've mentioned several forms of violence, but which is the most prevalent in Kenya? Which one?
We are seeing the issue of image-based abuse, leaking of private photos and images, and also the issue of online harassment. Constant insults, threats, degrading comments. You've gone outside with your family, you've put a poster, you're in Naivasha having a good time. Maybe you added a little weight because you got a baby. But then people start putting a comparison image. She was like this before, now why is she like this?
2015 versus 2025.
You can imagine how sad that is. And it's not your fault. It is just you, even adding to the society.
Correct.
And since you're in that space and you understand a lot about that and what you've spoken about, it was just yesterday that we, my partner and I were talking about it. And I was telling, and he just told me like he's feeling a bit hesitant nowadays to put out a lot of information about himself. And I told him, I feel the same way because I had posted some videos of one of my children on TikTok and I went and deleted them. There's always that urge, like you're not so sure whether you really want to post personal information or not. How safe is the digital space really? Like you're saying, someone would just innocently post and post a photo of their child, but you forget like there's a school logo on their sweater. Someone can easily profile you online. How safe is it to post your personal? Is it even safe in the first place? Should women post women and men both? Should you post your personal stuff?
Something you need to understand, the internet is not your enemy. Technology is not your enemy. Actually, it is us who have made it our own enemy because we took something good to do things that, are now looking very bad, really bad.
Yeah.
What I can say is about the issue of posting personal information. Try to post less, because there is a lot to learn in the digital space. Unless you learn the issue of encryption, the issue of digital safety, online safety, which at KICTANet we do widely. We train women on that. How can I post this and I'm safe? The issue of posting children is really not a good way to go about it, because there's a video that was recently done. I think it was last year. I can't remember the company itself, but it showed a person can take your child's identity now with the use of artificial intelligence and transform your child's face until he or she is an adult. Take the same information, produce an identity card. Take the same information, produce a passport card. Use that same passport in another country and commit a crime.
What?
So by the time your child is getting, what I mean, an ID card.
Are we there as a country?
Yes, not yet, but there are people who are there.
Oh my!
But you never know, because technology is
very evolving,
very every day, and it's very fast. I've not had such an issue in Kenya, but it's going on out there, because somebody goes and scans their passport and they're like, why can't I travel? Tell you you've been blacklisted. You ask, what did I do?
When
we should invite you back for online safety.
For online safety.
To talk about that.
Yeah.
But now back to the 16 days of gender activism.
Yes.
Like you said, which are the forms of the most common forms of violence here in Kenya, or like the digital violence. Are people aware that this violence exists in the first place? Let's start there. Going back to what we had spoken about, that people sometimes assume that it's not a space, that it's not a real space.
It's not a real space.
So have you encountered that in your work? Like, do we still have a lot of questions around it?
Yeah, like I told you, my pink. So I had taken an Uber and I was telling him, I'm going for this forum. It's on, 16 days of activism. I'm going to discuss the technology facilitated gender-based violence issues. And he was like, is that still happening? I was like, wait. So I started a lecture before I even went to the forum. I had to properly. I couldn't leave him like that.
Yeah.
So the reality of things is, it's only the chosen, not the chosen few. People have been working in a lot of silos when it comes to creating awareness. And that is something we covered during the forums. That's something we've seen. And the prevalence of, this violence, it's actually becoming massive. And in Kenya now we are seeing it as a new thing, but it has been there.
Yeah.
It's only that it hadn't been put out in the spotlight, you see. So my answer to that is that this issue is actually there, but the awareness bit of it is something we need to work on. So today what Spice is doing is actually amazing. You guys are creating a lot of awareness, and with your reach, women can now understand, my image was shared. That is image abuse, violence. Somebody is stalking me. That is cyber stalking. Very simple. Somebody has shared my personal information, my address. That is doxing.
Like kusalimiana.
Yes, kusalimiana.
That was going on X and posting people's
that is coordinated
numbers,
coordinated
for
attacks.
Numbers.
Really coordinated attacks on women, especially politicians. So you saw that. We saw that.
It was there.
It was there.
So I don't know, we don't have much time, but I want us to talk about the legal and policy landscape when it comes to all this, So where are the gaps in policy enforcement or even awareness? How effective is Kenya's current law, such as there was the controversial Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act, how is it effective in addressing this violence that is on digital? Are survivors able to access justice? When they report this online, abuse? Like last week we were talking about GBV and women being beaten, and there was literally a story of a policewoman who could not even report her own GBV that was happening at home to the OCS. So how are we getting justice? The victims, are they okay? Yeah, what are the biggest gaps here?
So you've mentioned a very big topic on policy and law. Now, when it comes to policies, the policies are there. But now the exposure towards people accessing these policies, do they even know they exist? The laws are there. But now the laws have gaps as well. Because what happens in the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, it explains the law, yes, but now it doesn't really explain if you do this, what happens to this. It is not really clear if maybe I am cyber stalked, this perpetrator will be done this and this. So those are the things even as KICTANet we've been trying to look into, working with government, working with multi-stakeholders from different forums to engage and come together and ask where do we even draw the line when it comes to these forms of violence. So the laws are there, and there are different avenues and different ways to get justice. Because in the forum also I was like, is there a policeman here? And they were like, no. And I'm like, okay, so you depend on a policeman to go and report to him a case, and he does not understand, and he does not understand how it works. So there's a lot of capacity building that needs to happen across all sectors, cross-border sectors. And I can mention a project that we did with the British High Commission on strengthening digital communities, and especially grassroots. We were able to train the police. They came in numbers. I will not lie to you. In Busia and Mandera, they came in numbers, and they were really eager to learn, because they can receive a case and they're like, oh, this is a case, but they don't know how to do it. But so unapata police anakwambia enda home. It's not in there.
And I'm really loving that we are headed there as a country. I think it was just like 2 or so weeks ago that the judiciary was also getting trained on cybercrime.
Yes.
We, that is really, really good.
Yes.
Because we need it as a country as it is.
Yes.
If you're already there, I mean, why not just have all the necessary, all the asasi, tunazita asasi zote in Swahili. Like, why not have all the sectors, trained on it? But
and I'm glad you mentioned the lawyers, because we've done a report, and also we've produced something we call lexicons. So these are just words and phrases within a language, and we've done it in Ateso, Somali, Luya, Agikuyu, Luo, and Swahili. Just addressing these violences that are happening online, because even how we text nowadays online, we don't text in pure English in Kenya, right?
No, we don't.
So even the algorithm of the platform cannot pick it up as a violence unless you report it, and that's why you see prevalence in repetition of violences, because we do not understand. The algorithm does not understand. So at KICTANet, what we've been able to do, we have an OGBV tracker that is tracking these cases online anonymously, and people can access it through our platform. We also have a Swahili tip line. If given the chance, I can share the number during my closing remarks.
Yes, sure, please.
Yes. So
maybe before we get to the tail end, how does digital violence now spill over to physical danger? How would someone know, this is now going to get physical, like away from the online space?
So we did a research in 2023 called Unmasking Trolls Online at KICTANet, and we saw that what happens online goes offline, and what happens offline goes online. Because a simple example, you meet someone in town, gives you their number, you like each other, and then you share your photos, or he leaks them. That is something physical that went online. Then online, you go on these dating apps, you tell them, oh, we need to meet. That is physical. So it's online going to physical. So it is very simple. It's not really a complex issue. And we saw that the perpetrators are not far from you. They're your family members, relatives, friends, people who know your norms. They're not far. Because what I don't know, I will not attack.
Correct.
I can attack only what I know.
Only what you know.
What I know.
And I've been fed with.
So it means that data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. Your data is the new oil. So you should really be careful of even how you post, what you post online. It's a matter of you taking responsibility. So responsibility starts with me and starts with you.
what are some of the psychological effects that that victims of digital violence face? Psychological, economic, what are the effects really of digital violence?
So apart from physical violence that we've addressed here, there's the issue of mental health, it's called vicarious psychology, whereby the victim now goes into depression, after being cyberbullied, and especially if you're a prominent person, you're a mother, and then you go home, and then your husband is like, "What is that? What are you even talking about? I don't understand. Can you just even go and wash the dishes? The children are crying." The society is looking up to you, but you yourself, you're already broken. That becomes mental. Some women even become suicidal because they do not know how to address these issues. But now, with the internet and now us identifying these issues, we even train on psychological and mental health awareness. So it is important. Financial, I've talked about the economic extortion that is happening, sexual extortion of women. Even some women fall in love and they do send money.
It's true.
Yeah? How many have sent money?
Talking about it earlier, smart how women are lured.
So that is economic. You send someone money and then at the end of the day, it doesn't work.
Neema, I'm going to give you literally have 50 seconds to tell us where to find you, because our time is over, but I think at least our followers can follow this conversation elsewhere.
And so KICTANet, of course, is doing about it.
All right. So basically, you can find us at our website, KICTANet. And what we're doing about it is we are looking into the digital spaces, and we have stepped our foot down and said digital violence is real violence. And we are marking these 16 days of activism, and we are urging everyone to speak out, report abuse, use our OGB tracker, our Swahili tip line can be found on our website, and also support survivors with compassion, because we are each other's sisters, we are each other's brothers, and I did not just say it happens to women alone, but the prevalence is that women are targeted more because of digital literacy gaps, as we said, and double standards. So it's just a call to action for us to do.
So the Swahili tip line?
The Swahili tip line, okay, I will share it with you, and then we can do it.
All right. Check out the post on our social media pages so that you follow this conversation. This has been the masterclass of SpiceFM. Stay tuned.